Hi, it's me, Chris Adams. I'm here to talk about perfect fourths tuning, part 5, and getting a 2.5 octave scale using the whole half pattern. Last time we talked about using the whole step pattern. This is going to be the whole step, half step pattern. And so perfect fourth tuning again is tuning fourths straight across. So you do your 5th fret, but you don't shift down to the 4th fret anymore. So this guitar is tuned, the perfect fourths, top two strings tuned up. I've gone over that a lot of times, and you can find other places to do it. But this is how this guitar is tuned. There's going to be a link to major scale PDF down below. And just to remind us, we're going to use the major scale. I'm going to play in the key of C for simplicity. This isn't about shredding. This is about kind of thinking and working through things. So starting on C, C, D. Oops, let me crank this up a little bit. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And on guitar, we have the same notes. And on the perfect fourths guitar, we have these 3 shapes that will do it. So we have the whole step pattern that we can see on the 7th. So we're going, this actually, the numbers say 7, but we're actually playing on the 8th fret. So 8, 10, 12 is C, D, E. And then we're going to go 8, 10, 12 on the A string, which is F, G, A. And the difference, so we see the pattern, in this case, of whole, which is, so there's black notes in between, so it's whole step. And then we have a half step here, and then whole steps again. Same pattern. So whole steps. And then the difference between this one on the 12th fret and this one on the 8th fret is E, F, E, F. It's that half step there. And then we do the same thing again. F, G, A. F, G, A. Okay, so that's kind of the pattern. We're going to focus on the A. Whoops. The final pair of strings here. This pattern, whole step. So we're in the key of C. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. I'm starting here on the 10th fret of the D string. I'm playing up to now my open string is not tuned to B anymore. It's tuned up to C. And this is going to give us, when we start on the A note, it's going to give us this pattern. And so for now, we're just going to talk about it as if it's a major scale. It's modes and all that stuff. So here it is again, shown another way, where we have a few collections of whole step patterns, and they're separated by fifths. Why is my tone so kind of dark here? There we go. So, whole step, same whole step pattern again, and same whole step pattern again. Okay, and then the whole half step, and that's what we're going to work on. So it's a D, the note starting on D, and the note starting on A, or also up here. So you hear the pattern's the same. Whole, sorry. We're going to start on the D. So D, E, F, whole step, half step. So, and then our finger patterns, they're going to be the same. For on the starting on the E and the A. That probably just got beyond the realm of clear anymore. So, when we play the major scale this way, the patterns are broken up right across the neck. The whole pattern, the half whole pattern. So whole pattern in your fingering, and then the half step whole step pattern, and the whole step half step pattern. Okay, so I'm going to make different videos. This one's the whole step half step pattern. So here it is again, without my face and the words instead, so you can maybe come back to this or screenshot this. This information will be in the PDF below as well. So these are technically, you can think of them as different modes, but for now, just going to work on learning how to play major scale in different patterns. And the reason why you want to do this is because when you're improvising, you're going to be flying around the neck, shredding your heart out, and then you're going to come to a note. You're going to say, what note is that? So if we're here and we hit this note, we can say, oh, that's the kind of major 6 down. So we know so when we hear that, we can say, oh, now I know I can play my. So we know our finger pattern. When we hit the note, we can go to our finger patterns that we have learned by doing this kind of more slower meditative type of practice. So this is the entire C major scale mapped out over 1, 2, 3, 4 octaves. So we'd start here. Let me fix this. This is mapped to the way my fretboard is. So this note here, whoops, is 8th fret, and down here is 8th fret, and we're going to go all the way up to the 19th fret, which is 12, 15, 17, 19. So this is that's the whole thing. But there's a way where you don't have to play the notes. Whoops, you don't have to play the notes up here or down here. I'm getting used to my hands being reversed here. And this will maybe. Oops. Okay, sorry. Here we go. So this diagram is as if you're kind of looking at your neck like this. Pretty standard diagram. And this diagram matches my fingerboard. So 5th fret here is 5th fret here. As we go up, 12th fret, so on that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep our C major scale going with a C note. Oops. But we're going to start with the whole step, half step pattern in the fingering. So this is more just to talk about the fingering pattern. It does connect the scale. We're going to play every note in the scale, but we're going to really think in terms of you practice this way to get your fluidity in your fingers. So here we go. So I'll just run through it and show you where I slide, and we'll do it a few different ways. So we're going to start on the 5th fret, which we're going to start. Our root note is here for the major scale. We're going to start on the 5th fret here, so it's the major 6 of the scale. So we're going to go whole step, half step, and then we're going to go again, whole step, half step, and then when we get to the 5th, which I have circled there in a lighter indication, it's still part of our chord, our scale, but we're going to use this note to slide up. And then all of a sudden, look, we're an octave higher. So the two, we're on our A note up here. And we just do the same pattern again. Whoops. So let's do that again. So this is it's a minor scale, but don't get hung up on that. It's an alien mode, but don't get hung up on thinking on modes. We're just thinking of the finger pattern only. Because when you learn it this way, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Did I do that right? Yeah. And then of course you can add in your own variety later. But for now, the important part is to, like, when you are coming home from work and you just want to relax, just try to run these back and forth. So we're going to go like 2 sets, and then slide, Okay, and then we can learn them a little bit better. Hold on a second. This is my buddy, little chubby. So, not trying to think beyond the finger shapes for now. And then once you have the finger shapes, then you'll be able to do other things going forward. So just work this slowly. At first, just go through. And then you can do patterns on the way down. So this exercise again is not really for shredding. It's not like super musical, but the advantage is once you get this part under your fingers where you know and you can slide, you're going to be able to navigate, and all of a sudden you've got, whoops. How many is that? 2.5 octaves, right? 3 octaves. Yeah. 1 octave, 2 octaves, and a half. If you want to pick up those next 2 notes, they're there. But this gives you a diagonal, and what you'll find over time is that as you practice these, you're going to be working away, and you're going to be improvising, and you're going to come on a note to where you're like, okay, I have my pinky finger, I'm playing my major scale, and I have, oh wait, I have my pinky finger here, but I know from my many hours of practicing that I also have these notes. And so you're going to be able to fit them in like that, and you're going to get better navigation. And again, I keep hammering this point home. This whole series is about perfect fourths and how the perfect fourths makes a pattern fit. In this particular pattern, yeah, if you want to go back to standard tuning, it's the string pairs are the same. But that's just a coincidence this time. Perfect fourths is way easier. So anyway, I don't want to get too overwhelming. I watch a lot of videos myself, and I know that sometimes when they just they go over too many different topics at once. It's like I only pick up one thing. So anyway, I'm going to stop here with this one. There's more details in my books over here. The first one is designed to like kind of shift your brain from caged to perfect fourths tuning. This exercise is really from the first book, and then my second book is more deeply into triads with the kind of metallic cover. So anyway, that's what I'm up to. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. This is Taurus Head Studios, product of Taurus Head Studios, this guy. And check us out. And like and subscribe if you want. I'm going to have a lot of these videos. Take care.